I don't know if you've seen this, but there's been like just chaos and total, women protesting, strong women, mind you, fighting for their freedoms. And you know what's really amazing? That you don't hear nothing from the liberal left. The same liberal left here in the United States of America that say that they champion for women. I've yet to hear anything from Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib. Nothing. It's like silent. Even Nancy Pelosi says nothing about what's taking place in Iran. But we're going to bring Anni Cyrus on with us to talk about what's happening there because she's the expert. Yes, trust me. She's the expert about this. And you know what? If you ask me, part of the reason why the women are standing up there is because of women like her. And they don't like her because she wants freedom. She's all about freedom and she will continue to fight for freedom. Live for freedom, right? Liveuptofreedom.com is her website. Liveuptofreedom.com. Let's bring Anni on and have this conversation. Hey, Anni, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, well, thank you for having me on.
Yes. So, I've been seeing a lot of videos and the pictures and stuff like this going on, what's happening in Iran. But you know what's interesting? You've been talking about the situation in Iran and other countries for years. For years, you've been bringing awareness to this. And I would like to believe that the women there are finally standing up because of you and women like you. It would not surprise me because women are starting to realize there, and it's not the first time this happened. And you can give us more history about it, but it's not the first time that women have stood up against the tyrants there that's, hindering their freedoms. So give us the quick rundown about what's happening there or any latest news.
Absolutely. So we are on day 18 of the uprising. It all started when Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian girl, went from her province to Tehran with her brother for a visit. And when she arrived, literally the moment she arrived, she got out of the metro or train. She was stopped by morality police, the female morality police, because she had a piece of her hair braided showing from the side. It wasn't hanging out. It was showing from the side of her hijab. She was arrested and her brother was told that she will be taken to re-education classes. Pay attention to the terms. Re-education classes for proper hijab, Sharia hijab, and she will be released in a couple hours. A couple hours later, she was transferred to hospital in coma. 3 days later, she passed away. 18 days ago was her funeral. At that point, when the news spread that she was arrested, some Iranians showed up at when she was transferred to the hospital, Iranians showed up at the hospital to show support, and then the news broke that she's passed away. That gathering turned into what you see today, 18 days later, when the chants on the streets are women, life, freedom. This is not a complaint. This is a revolution. This is the chant you hear on the streets today. Her death, sadly, it's tragic and heartbreaking, but her death was the last straw for Iranian people, for Iranian women. Now, mind you, when we say women, as of yesterday, girl students of 3rd grade to 12th grade are involved with this revolution. Because remember, in Islam, when you turn 9, you become a full adult woman. They undermine the fact that one day these little girls who are forced to be women, who are forced to be somebody's wife, who are forced to face consequences for their actions, will become the generation that's going to fight back. There are some writings on the walls that say you picked the wrong generation to mess with. They're already saying that, the kids. Now, it's sad to know that the average of people who've been arrested is 15. 32 deaths are ages 10 to 17. But that's what it is. The generation of girls who are being called women and forced to wear the hijab, have no control over their bodies, their life, their mind, are just fed up. They're done. They're on the street, tens of thousands every night, just chanting, "We want regime change." And the main slogan is women, not women, woman as one, woman life freedom. And it's still the leftist takes the time to twist this, like New York Times and what is it called? A street, Wall Street, street wall.
Wall Street.
Thank you. And Wall Street take the time to say there is an uprising in Iran because of a sickly economy. How do you take this slogan of woman life freedom and turn it into, well, people are poor, so they're on the streets?
That's ridiculous. You know, it's almost like they constantly take the wokeism, they introduce wokeism into everything, right? And they don't want people to actually believe that this is happening because of women's rights, and they deflect from it. It's ridiculous. And the economy is bad here, right? The economy is bad here, but we don't see people out on the streets because of the economy, but people are out on the streets there because of what they've been doing to women.
Exactly, and that's the thing. For you of the kids, but internet is pretty much shut down there. So unless you have VPN, you can't access outside, which is their norm of regime. And even though Elon Musk, shout out to him, he tried. He provided 3 satellites around Iran to provide internet, but the regime is not allowing the actual hardware to be brought into the country. So they still don't have internet, but they send a lot of audio files to Iran International to be heard. And a lot of them repeatedly say that this time we have learned from past to make sure that our chant is not something they can hijack. And I'm like, oh, darling, where are you? They still hijack your chant. They're still talking about economy. They're not saying women are dying. They're not saying women want freedom. But then you have Biden, who has the nerves to stand there at UN speaking right after Raisi and say, we stand by the brave Iranian women who are fighting for their freedom. No woman should ever lose freedom, including the freedom to their reproductive self. And I'm like, wait, did you just take the moment to smear the blood across a country, across a nation to promote your abortion agenda? That is sick.
Yeah, it is. It's 100% sick. And I can't imagine, you know, we have major issues going on right now, major issues, and they're really concentrating on abortion. What are the chances that voices will be heard in Iran, right? Because the internet is down the way it is. What are the chances, you know, the voices will be heard? Because I've seen on what I think it was Karine Jean-Pierre was asked a question about what's happening in Iran. And she straight up said, well, they have internet. She literally said that. Well, they have internet. And when we can see people getting information in, they know what's going on. So why would she say that?
Well, here's the thing. Not just her, every single one. Let me break this down as best as I can. First of all, for the record, day 18 of the revolution, 13 days of no internet access. That needs to be said because that's the truth. As I said, those who can access VPN. Now, Google did release an anti-filter 3 days ago, so they're able to see us without us seeing them because Google provided anti-filter for their mobile phones. Google, I'm shocked. But well, as you know, one of the CEOs of Google is an Iranian man. I think he had something to do with it. We thank him for it. But point is, 99% of Westerners, 99% of Americans, those in power, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. They're going to try to twist this into a different agenda, into a different narrative, into a different scenario. Why? What they have laid for us here in America, for Americans, not me and you, because we are aware, those who are not, those who listen to government, those who listen to mainstream, their belief is Islam is a religion of peace. CARE is for civil rights. Ilhan Omar is a wonderful congresswoman. Keith Allison is a wonderful attorney general who doesn't beat his fiance. That's the narrative. Imagine if for 1 second they would have to tell the truth that for 18 days in Islamic Republic of Iran, ran by Islamic leaders, by a president who we just had here in New York to give a speech, has killed 427 people, has injured more than 5,000 people, and have arrested over 15,000 people. Can you imagine them telling the truth? That's going to demolish the entire work they've done for 21 years since September 11th.
Wow. Wow. Why do you think we haven't heard anything from Rashida Tlaib or Ilhan Omar? Right? Why do you think they're silent on this? Or have they said something and I'm just not aware?
Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib have been completely quiet. One way or another, they haven't said anything. Now, reason is the same thing I just said. If they come out and say women are fighting for their freedom and to be set free from Sharia, then they are basically going against their own narrative that Sharia is so peaceful. And what is Tlaib gonna say? They are fighting compulsory hijab when I claim hijab is a choice. She can't say that. Well, she should, if you ask me, but she won't. Now, it's interesting you bring these two up because a few days ago, as I was scrolling through tweets, I read mostly Farsi ones, especially those that come from Iran, so we can grab them, translate them, and spread them. A lot of people were saying a very interesting point. In last 18 days, every country has come out one way or another, the people of the countries, in support of Iranian women. They have, I was shocked when I realized Ellen DeGeneres has provided, literally, she gave her Instagram page to one of the Iranian American actresses, Nazanin, and said, you have my page. Put whatever you need about Iranian woman on it. I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay. One of the leftists that did actually support us. And it wasn't she cherry picked the post. She literally handed the page to one of the Iranian activists to just put whatever it is. Everybody said something, did something. They cut their hair, whatever it was. There was one country, not a peep. Palestinians haven't done anything. And the reason Iranians are bringing this up is because for the last 43 years, the reason 61% of Iranians are living life below poverty line is because their share of their own motherland is being sent to Palestinians. But today, Palestinians are quiet. Rashida Tlaib is a Palestinian.
Oh, so that kind of explains why she's being silent about it too.
So, exactly. They don't want to lose their budget from Islamic regime. Yeah. They want to keep getting $5,000 per suicide bomber.
I can see that. I can see that. So can you hold on we're going to go to a quick break and then we're going to show some clips when we come back about what's taking place over there and some pictures that you shared with us.
Let's do that.
We'll be right back.
بلندتر چند میشه؟ 5 میشه. تکرار کنین. 2 با 2 چند میشه؟ 5 میشه. چیه پسر؟
آقا اجازه مگه 2 با 2 4 نمیشه؟
من دارم به تو میگم 2 با 2 5 میشه. پس چه سوال نیست. فهمیدی؟
آقا فقط فکر کردیم که
فکر نکن. نمیخواد فکر کنی. 2 با 2 5 میشه. حالا بشین حرف نزن. دفتراتون رو باز کنین و بنویسین. 2 به علاوه 2.
آقا اجازه 2 به علاوه 2 میشه 4. وقتی همه چی 4 میشه چطوری ممکنه این دفعه 5 بشه؟
اصلا کی به تو چیز حرف زدن داد؟ به چه حقی من از سوال میبری؟
آقا فقط میخواستم بگم
2 با 2 5 میشه. تکرار کن.
ولی آقا روی تخته
تکرار کن.
2 به علاوه 2 4. همتون میدونین که 4 میشه.
تخته رو نگاه کن.
تو هم که میدونی 4 میشه. چیزی نمیگی.
سکوت. چون نخور تو برگردم.
چکشی بابا. میخوای همه تو در سر بندازی. خیلی عصبیش کردم. میاد پدرشو در میاره.
این دانش آموز فکر کنه از همه بهتر میدونه. خیلی روش زیاده. بگو ببینم پسر 2 با 2 چند میشه؟
آقا اجازه 4 میشه آقا.
شنیدی؟ باورتون میشه؟ این دانش آموزان از ممتازترین دانش آموزان مدرسه‌ان. الگوی این مدرسه‌ان. یه ذره از اینا یاد بگیریم. بگیم ببینم 2 با 2 چند میشه؟
آقا اجازه 5 میشه آقا.
آفرین. اینجا پسر. حالا حاصل جمع چند میشه؟ جواب سعی رو بنویس. آخرین فرصته. خب کسی دیگه هم هست که درس امروز رو نفهمیده باشه؟ نگاه کن. این بریم بیرون. دفتراتون رو باز کنه بنویسین. 2 به علاوه 2 مساوی 5. همینطور که می‌نویسین تکرار کنین. 2 با 2 چند میشه؟ 5 میشه. چند میشه؟ 5 میشه. بلندتر چند میشه؟
5 میشه.
بلندتر چند میشه؟
5 میشه.
بلندتر چند میشه؟
5 میشه.
چند میشه؟
5 میشه.
2 با 2 5 میشه. تکرار کنین. چند میشه؟
So Annie, this first clip that I want to share that you sent me was this. I'm assuming it's a young woman in Iran where she's recording these, I guess, a patrol, and they're on motorcycles, and one of them shoots at her because she's recording them. So if we let's put it up on the screen here, and let's just play this clip real quick and then listen to it.
لباسشو کشیدن سرش جوون لباسشو کشیدن سرش جوون مردمو دارن میبرن.
Wow. So are they always riding that deep on a motorcycle, or is it just because of everything that's going on? It's just, and has there been any other reports about her condition?
Unfortunately, as far as her condition, no updates yet. What we do know is the friend who was with her was also arrested, so we don't have any report on what happened to the friend who was arrested. We don't know what happened to the girl behind the phone filming that was shot. But that was actually that night. What happened was Sharif University. We compare it to like Harvard or MIT. It's the most prestigious university in Iran. The most brilliant minds go to that university. That is outside of Sharif University. What they did was they literally trapped our students inside the building and then went inside, started shooting them, beating them, arresting them. News got out. A lot of people from Tehran started showing up outside, protesting, trying to set the kids free, trying to get them out. So the motorcycles you see outside is the security force who showed up to crack down the people outside. The girl says, look, the second motorcycle passing by, you see a person in the middle with his shirt pulled over his head. That was one of the people who was arrested. She was reporting about that kid, of saying they're taking our kids in. They're taking our kids in when the guy turns around. And if you play it again, or slowly many channels have done it, it's a rifle. It's an assault rifle that he pulls up and shoot the girl with. Literally, what you just saw is happening repeatedly every day in every city, as they are, anyone with a phone, when they see someone with their phone up, they get shot, they get arrested, their phones captured. That's why we get more audio files than videos, because they just hold their phone down and talk about what they're seeing rather than filming the scene anymore.
Wow.
But that's basically what's happening.
Wow.
And there has been videos and reports that a lot of those rifles that are being used against Iranian people are pieces of our equipment that we left for Taliban in Afghanistan. So I want all the Americans to know, I've been reporting for 18 days and I'm literally exhausted, but it is my duty to do it. But I want you to know, if you don't care about what's happening, if you're not helping by posting, reposting, sharing, hashtagging, just know this: our tax money has paid for the bullets the young kids in Iran are taking right now. Just know that. The next time you want to just look the other way and say Iran isn't my problem.
It's maddening. Is there any hope that the regime in power will comply with the demands of the young women that's just standing up and fighting? And how do you see this ending?
Comply? No way. They're not. If you look at history, Will, never ever did a dictator comply. Even the moment they were overthrown and toppled, they stood there with complete denial of, no, I'm still in power. That's how the mentality of a narcissist dictator works. And that's what's happening with the regime right now. They give speeches like nothing has happened. As of yesterday, some of the leaders have given speeches or released information that Mahsa Amini was a Mossad agent working with Israel who got arrested on purpose, took a suicide pill, died so this could start happening. I'm like, oh, wow. That's how far-fetched.
I mean, that's crazy. So how do you see this ending? Or do you see it ending?
How do I see it ending? There is a huge if involved, Will. As of right now, Biden regime is still negotiating with Iran regime. The Iran deal is still a go. They just did a prisoner exchange with Iran. And also they just agreed to release $7 billion frozen assets of Islamic Republic of Iran's regime in South Korea. So where this goes depends. If France, Germany, UK, Italy, and America, they continue working, funding, and helping the regime, this will go to more death, hundreds of thousands of more executions and arrests in Iran, and the regime will stay in power.
Wow. So we have another clip I want to show here. And this one is just with women. They're arresting women left and right. And just so explain this to me. Are they just arresting them because they don't wear the hijab? Is that the reason why? So
yes, if you look, they all have their hijab removed.
Yeah, I noticed that.
On their neck. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, let's play it. And it's even other women. It's even other women that's helping the men arrest these women. And I saw the one grab the other woman by her hair to throw her into the vehicle.
They are the female morality police. Every department of police, from morality police to security forces to marshals, they all have male and female, because under Islam, a male is not allowed to touch a female that's not family related. So when they need to arrest these girls, there is a need for a woman to handle them. Otherwise, it's against Sharia. Sadly, there are enough women who are Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaibs who are willing to beat and kill and degrade and do whatever it takes to their fellow Iranian women.
That's just crazy.
To stay on their payroll of the regime.
That's just crazy. So I have I want to try to squeeze these in here as much as possible. So I have another one, and I don't know what they're saying here. It's probably what you mentioned earlier about what they're chanting. So let's play this one, and if you can tell me if you can make out what they're saying. So that's it. Stop it there. So there's a lot of women showing up at this event and these different
This
events.
is actually a high school.
This is
It's
a high school.
This is a backyard of a high school. They are all the students of the high school. They have removed their hijab. The dean of the school is trying to speak the morning routine. They're pretending like nothing is going on. And I've said it before, like when you go to school, the dean comes and gives you updates and make you chant the random chants. But the dean of this high school, like many other high schools, he belongs to what is known as Basij. Basij is an Islamic chapter. They're not necessarily police, but they have the right to make Sharia arrest if need to be. So they're somewhat of a police, but not a police, but a Sharia police. He belongs to Basij. So the girls remove their hijab and they're chanting, "You Basiji, get out of here." Actually, there's another video, end of what they do. They do manage to kick the dean out of the school and close the door on him.
Really?
They did.
Wow.
They did. Yes, they managed without touching him at all. They just kept on cornering him toward the door, screaming, "Basiji, get out of here." And then to the door, and he stepped out and they closed the school door. They literally took over their own school.
Well, that's absolutely awesome. Annie, I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing this information with us. I know it's been a long 18 days, and it's probably going to be another long 18 days ahead, if not more. So I'd like to have you come on again and talk about it some more time, as time goes on, if anything, progresses out of this. So tell everyone how they can find you and connect with you.
Definitely. First of all, thank you, Will, because not many are covering this, so I appreciate you covering it. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Don't worry about where to find me. I want you to all start hashtagging woman life freedom. This is what's trending about the revolution in Iran. Whenever you post, even if it's about your cute kitty cat, go ahead and hashtag woman life freedom. Stand by women of Iran, because they are literally dying. They're dying to have what we have here and take for granted every day. To Me Too movement people, either join us or trust me, you will go down in history as the most anti-feminist group ever.
Wow. Again, thank you so much. And I know this is really, hits home with you because of your past history and the different things that you've gone through. So thank you again for coming on and sharing with us.
Thank you, Will. Please be safe out there.
Absolutely. Take care. All right, everybody, please share this video no matter how you're watching this. We got to get the information out. The world is about to implode. God bless. We'll see you next time.
Extractivity is an all-natural energy and health drink developed by Brannon House several years ago with a team of experts. Extractivity supports a healthy heart, strong immunity, skin, hair and nails, cognitive health, and cellular health. This all-natural energy drink is loaded with antioxidants. But don't take our word for it. Do your own research to find the benefits of red wine extract, bilberry extract, grapeseed extract, pine bark extract, and vitamin C. Brannon credits Extractivity in part for his abundance of energy and good health. Order your 30-day supply now at mystore.com. Be sure to use the promo code on the screen for a generous discount. Extractivity, your all-natural source for energy and good health. Find it at mystore.com.